What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X dive video. Now today I have a little something different. I'll be doing a character overview. The last one of these I did was for X long before X dive was too popular, too many characters over in the global version. So if you're getting questions about, what characters do, how come in new showcases, well, it's really hard to build up characters in this game. However, I can do overviews of things like what they do, the skill set, etc. and so on. So I figured I would start doing some of those. This video is going to be up a little bit late, simply because I wanted some graphics designs up for this. As you can see, I'm kind of just sitting here on the X-Dive screen, so it's going to be very, very bare bones for this one. But let's get into Shikai's kit, because that is going to be the character we're talking about today. Alright, so Shikai is a S-rank unit. He's going to be available in the general pool. He looks pretty cool. I went over a bit of this in the unit preview video, but let's just go over it again, just in case you didn't watch that preview video. Maybe you saw, you found this from somewhere else. So his skill 1 is Charge Shot Kai. It is a 2-step charge shot. Can be fully charged to shoot 2 fully charged shots. The first one can inflict out of control, which means your movements become reversed. So if you press left, you go right. Press right, you go left. And then the second step of the charge shot does 30% more damage if it's something in out of control status, which is very, very nice, because the first one inflicts out of control, and then the second one does more damage if they're inflicted with out of control status. So that's very good. The skill chips, he has 2 complete penetrations, one for the first charge shot, one for the second charge shot. These are pretty straightforward in what they do. Then the third skill chip, or sorry, modifier chip for his skill 1 is out of control special attack. If you had to play with reverse movements, instead of doing 30% extra damage, the second charge shot will do 45% extra damage. So that's an option as well, if you want to run that. Now, the second active skill is multi-chasing laser, which I actually like. I think it looks pretty cool. Shoots out multi-chasing laser and deals damage per shot. Basically, the at base, it shoots out 10 shots, 10 little lasers. For the modifier chips for this, we have range increase the range by 25%, which is very, very nice. Or power increases the damage rate by 5%. It's also pretty nice. And then out of control, when hitting a player with this skill, the target's horizontal movements will be reversed. So again, Shikai kind of like leaning into that out of control playstyle, inflicting status debiliteration towards the opposition. And this combos well with the S1, because you can, if you whip your first charge shot, or you just want to keep the out of control status on before you get your second charge shot, you can do that as well, which is quite nice. So now let's look at the passives. Alright, so over here at the passives, we have the first 2 that are available at 0-star. Spreading lasers, now you shoot 12 shots instead of the 10 shots, so you have potentially deal even more damage with your multi-chasing laser, which is quite nice. We have Showtime, gain a shield that grants invulnerability from all damages and debuffs for all using multi-chasing laser. This is essentially just true Showtime. Unlike how it says you gain a shield that grants invulnerability, just because it basically just gives you iframes. Now, the fact that it says it grants you a shield might mean it's slightly different from granting you iframes, but I'm not entirely sure on that. If there is a difference, it might just mean that skills that pierce iframes might not be able to pierce true Showtime, but I'm not sure about that. Next up, we have Fighting Instinct, which I think is a very, very cool passive when hitting a player with reverse movements. So again, hitting a player that's inflicted with out of control, you will recover roughly 30% of your max HP, which is pretty nice. Oh, I'm sorry, 30% of the 30% HP equal to 30% of your attack. Yeah. Anyway. And then you have the second part of that, Fighting Instincts. When defeating a target with a weapon or skill, recover HP equal to about 19%. I guess I shouldn't say 30%. This is closer to 28%. This one's much closer to 19% of the attack. This effect can only be activated once more, 30-second cooldown. So every 6 seconds, you have a chance of healing yourself, which is quite nice, as long as the target is either being knocked out or if they're inflicted with out of control and you're connecting your attacks with them, which is pretty cool. So this does make it a bit more important to make sure that if they're stuck with out of control, you hit them with the second part of your charge shot, because you deal increased damage if they're inflicted with out of control at that point. Now, we have Busted Proficiency, increases damage done and damage received by you by 10% while you have a buster equipped. So Shikai wants to be equipping busters as you would expect as an X style unit. Then we have Rising Morale, which is very, very nice. If you target as a player, deal 10% more damage to them. Makes sense. And with the second shot of your maximum charge, release additional weaker multi-chasing laser, which is also pretty nice as well. So you can inflict... actually, I don't know if that... because I don't have them at 5-star, so I can't even test it. I'm not sure if that would... No, probably not. No, because it says with this skill. Okay. That would be cool if that worked the way I was thinking it does. But I don't think that it does, because this is a weaker version of multi-chasing laser. If it does, let me know in the comment section for those of you who have Shikai at 5-star, because that'd be really, really cool. So, that's it for Shikai's passives and his active skills. I would go into the DNA, but we're not going to have that on global when he releases, so I'm not going to go too much into that, or at all, really, because that won't be relevant for when he drops in a few hours at this point. What I do want to talk about, though, is weapon combinations for Shikai. Okay, so over here at the weapon screen, now Shikai would prefer to use buster type weapons, so buster type weapons will be pretty good. And if you're using a buster type weapon, you typically want to go dual sniper. So your things like your sniper buster, maybe explosive bolt, or hawk precision buster, or even destructive laser. I don't have it, but you know, here it is. Now, the downside with that is that there aren't any buster style weapons that inflict out of control currently. There are more busters as well that are not available in the global version, like the Hawk Precision Buster. I probably shouldn't have mentioned it because we don't have it yet, but this is another option if you want to use a sniper buster style weapon. And I like it a lot, but yeah, sniper buster and destructive laser are probably going to be your go-tos for buster type weapon users. You can obviously use other things as well, but you just won't get the full benefits because of his buster proficiency passive. So you can easily use things like, you know, Nightmare or Explosive Blower. I forgot the name of this weapon, so I had to scroll over to it. Because this will inflict stun, so that's really, really nice as well. So you can stun them, hit them with a charge shot, and what have you. Something else you could do, which is pretty cool, which if you're using a buster style weapon anyway, you're probably going to have either the bit chip or the chill penguin chip equipped, so that you can more easily exploit the opposition by inflicting them with, you know, the chilled effect or the stun effect from, you know, the bit or the chill penguin chips. So that's pretty cool. So now that we've talked a little bit about the weapon choices as well, like the idea of weapon choices rather, and let's talk a little bit about cards for Shikai. Alright, so one of the best cards, I think, for Shikai is the Spy Devil card. Unfortunately, this will not be out in Global when Shikai drops tomorrow. However, we should be getting this around Halloween. And as you can see here, this has Out of Control Special Attack too, so it deals 6% more damage when you hit someone that's inflicted with Out of Control, which is quite nice. It triggers off yellow, yellow, so you could actually stack this. I think it goes up to 8% at 5-star, so you could have about 14% more damage along with that. So that's pretty cool as well if you opt to go that route. But like I said, this isn't available in Global, so we're gonna have to find some other options for that. So another option, just this kind of generically good for the PvP area, is Player Killer. So you're gonna want cards that are like M. Bison. I think Base's Life Aura has Player Killer. It's either his Life Aura or Base, the Base EXE card. I don't remember exactly which one has it, but you know, like cards like M. Bison. Let's take a look here at the Akuma card as well. Master of the Fist is a decent option as well. But like I said, just things that have Player Killer. And if you want a more budget option for Player Killer, if you, for whatever reason, you don't have the coins to buy the base card, this card right here, Mac, has Player Killer access on it, and it's an A rank card, so you'll be able to 5-star it pretty easily. Okay, it is the Life Aura card, as you can see here. Well, I'm kind of in the way, but you can see it says Life Aura right there. And the reason I wanted to bring attention to this is because if you do opt to go the Spy Devil route, this combos well with Spy Devil, as yellow, yellow, red will also trigger Player Killer. And if you want the the player Sentinel as well. It triggered off of yellow, yellow, red, so you could use that combination if you wish. The only downside with that combination, and which kind of Shikai in general, is that if you want to lean more into the out of control playstyle of Shikai, right, you're gonna have to heavily play around the preventative shield that is present in the PvP stages. So what does that mean? You're either gonna have to make an either faster break for the preventative shield, or you're just gonna have to like play a little further back, you know, kind of play the poke game until the preventative shield has worn off, so that then you can go in and exploit them after you do that. Now, another type of card I wanted to bring attention to for Shikai is Buster Amplification. This is another generically good card that is applicable to any character that's using, you know, a Buster. And because it's a Buster Amplification, it'll stack with Shikai's passive, because his passive is not named Buster Amplification 2 or 3. So you'll be able to stack up to 8% more damage per card, or well, with this card in particular that you use. So X Memories has Buster Amplification. I think that card's not in global though, so let me try to find another one that's in global. I wanted to bring attention to this card also. This is not Buster Amplification, but this is a card with Player Killer. And you could stack this alongside the Spy Devil card as well. As you can see, yellow, yellow, and this also triggers off of yellow, yellow, red. So you could have this at less than 5-star alongside the Life Aura card as well to even more Player Killer. The Falcon Armor X card also has Buster Amplification 2, which is another option you can do. There is a, I think it's the Third Armor X card. If you want to go a more defensive route, you can go Buster Adaptability 2 or 3, depending on what card you have, and just decrease the damage you take even further with a Buster type weapon if you want to go a little bit more tankier. I don't know how much that'll work out though, because things like Proto EXE will just kind of try to kill you anyway. So you want to be playing further away from those as is. And I think Super Mega Man also has Buster Amp 2. And I want to say the Walnut card does as well. No, I was thinking of the primary passive for Walnut. Oh, the classic Mega Man card has a Buster Adaptability 2 as well, alongside the X card. Okay, so one, I guess, kind of last thing I wanted to show before moving on or closing out this video, is Chikai's charge shot is a 2-step charge shot, which I mentioned before, right? But something particular about it. Ready? So if I face this way, oh, I didn't do it. You see that? Hold on, I'll do it again for those of you that didn't quite catch it. It locks on when you use it, right? So it's not like the 2-step charge shots for Third Armor X or for Third Armor X or for Second Armor X, right? You don't need to hard aim it yourself. You can just use it locked on, which is very, very nice. That makes this a lot easier to use. So that is something very, very nice to make note of as well. And right here, I just kind of want to show off the Chasing Laser. And thinking about it a little bit more, the Chasing Laser gaining a shield that guarantees invulnerability might actually be low-key really good. Because you see here, I do gain a shield. And that's more akin to, after seeing it like this, that's more akin to Sting Chameleon, right? And if it works that way, what I said earlier about it being like, you know, true showtime and not being able to pierce by things that pierce iframes, I think that works the way that that we would want it to, right? Because I'm pretty sure that if it were just straight iframes, things like 5-star Akuma would be able to pierce it or you know, just go through it like that. So because of that, I think this is actually a lot better than I think it is, right? Because this is more akin to Sting Chameleon's invulnerability. So that's actually very, very good, because now what that also means is if you're fast enough, you can use that to dodge attacks or just like, you know, like chunk an attack, right? So if you read correctly, like a Protomate EXT coming in for the Step Sword, you can counter with this, or like we're trying to respond with that, and then you won't get hit with Skill Seal, and you won't take any damage, which is extremely good. So I'm really glad I tried to show that off real quick, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be how it works. So now that we've gone over Shikai fairly thoroughly, let's talk about how I think he fits into the various game modes. I think he's decent for PvP. You just have to kind of play around the preventive shield, which that you have to do that with a lot of characters, but Shikai a lot more so, because he really wants to go all in on that out of control status, right? And I think that fits into his backstory too, because he's kind of like a renegade. He gets out of control when he sees X. He's like, I just want to destroy X. And as far as modifier chips go, in general, I think you want to go with this one, because like I said, you want to be able to connect your out of control status. So you want to have this be able to go through barriers and terrains, because this will help inflict your out of control status. Like at the very least, you'll be getting damage off, right? Unless the enemy is invulnerable. And then as for the modifier chip for this, while the increased range is nice, again, I really think you want to go for the out of control status. So you want to go for this modifier chip right here, as that fits in well with his fighting instincts. So I do think that's where you're going to want to go with that. Like I said, you can go with this. I'm pretty sure the lasers ignore terrain as well. So maybe on a map like cyberspace, if you're playing on that map, you might want this instead of the out of control, so you can poke from even further away. But more often than not, I think you're gonna want the out of control status from this. Okay, so real quick, before I ended off the video there, I wanted to come over to my global account to see if I have any other cards that might go well with Shikai, just because he's coming out in global and I don't have all the cards on my Taiwan account. Rebellion of Doppler actually offers you Buster Amplification and Buster Adaptability. So this is also a very, very solid option to have, as you have damage amplification and damage mitigation in one card, stacking that on top of that one passive that Shikai has. So that's very, very nice as well. The Bishaten card is also a decent option if you want to slide that on with the Rebellion of Doppler. This gives you no skill resistance and confusion resistance, so this is more of a niche kind of thing, but the no skill will be more helpful because of Proto Man. The confusion is just if you run into anyone that is running confusion, which I don't think many people are running that right now. Sigma X4 second form also has player killer, but you won't be able to combo this with Rebellion of Doppler, because although this has green, red, yellow, the Sigma card and the Rebellion of Doppler card are both green, so that won't work out too well. Alright, I think that is basically it for this video. Again, I'm sorry that I can have this looking a little bit better for you, and it's going to go out pretty late, because I was trying to finish the graphics and stuff, but I couldn't finish it in time. But hopefully this video was enjoyable. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If you're interested in Shikai, for those of you that are pulling later today, or after reset, good luck to those pulling. I'll try to have more of these videos up as well as characters come out. I'll have to go back and do older characters as well. I might end up asking some polls to see which characters you guys want to see next for the older characters anyway. And again, shout out to those who support me on Patreon and that are members of the YouTube channel. Appreciate it a lot. If you want to become a member of a Patreon or a YouTube channel member, you can do so. Or you can do so for as little as $1, and you can do so in the link below or right below the video. Thank you for becoming a YouTube channel member. And that's it for this video. If it did help you out or you enjoyed it, I appreciate if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe. Host channel helps grow, showing me enjoying the content, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.